Hey, welcome back. Continuing our workshop and tutorial around After Effects effects. This time we're going to be playing with an effect that is called RepeTile, and it repeats objects across space, which is really good. We are going to have to do a little bit of setup for this though, and we're going to play with, I'll just stop that animation, we're going to play with the cross element here, which is somewhere abouts, there it is. Now what we have to do is we have to suck this After Effects layer inside its own composition, so it's sort of more or less nested like these two. And we can do that from the layer here itself, either by right-clicking on it and going to pre-compose. That's the term that we use to nest one element inside, one composition inside of another element. We can also go up to the layer option and hit pre-compose, and there's our keyboard shortcut if you're doing that a lot. It is a really useful thing to do. I'm going to pre-compose that element and I'm going to call it cross pre-comp, and I'm going to leave all the attributes inside finished animation, and I'm going to click OK. You'll see that it adds that pre-comp over here, and we've gone into our own window space, our composition window. I'm going to change the composition settings to white, the background to white, so we can see our object there. And I should have, while I was in there in the composition settings, just expanded this out to 80 pixels. So my intention here is to create a little R on the keyboard, a rotation animation here, simple keyframe animation of 1 revolution, like so, just to give this a little bit more interest. And the other bit of setup that I'm going to do here is to add a new solid into the background, and we can just make it yellow like so. So that's our setup. And we'll go back to our finished animation and we can see our element here ready to go. And if we play it, it's got that animation built into it, so it's an animation inside of an animation, which is great. But let's apply that RepeTile effect to it. Now I could go up to the effects panel here, but I can't remember exactly where that RepeTile, under which section it is, so I can also go to the effects and presets, which you'll find under Window, Effects and Presets there, and I can search for it. So I'll just type into this field here, rep, and it'll come up there, CC RepeTile, and it tells me that it's in the Stylize section. And I'm going to add that to my cross layer like so. And these are the properties that we can play with. We can expand it this way, or we can expand it this way, and up and down as well. That's really what the RepeTile does. It duplicates layers across space, X and Y. There's different types of tiling that you can do there, and you could explore that, but we're trying to move quite quickly, so I might just go with 240 on the right, which will give me 4, and I'll go with down 320, which will give me 5, or maybe we'll go with 400, like so. Excellent, and so that's adding another kind of geometric component to our ever-building animated artwork.